Okay, Jason Mumo, JM on the Fly. And I want to show you this little minnow. Got this, what they call it, Thin Finz tail. And basically another way to use my extra craft fur brush. This is basically all the under fur that I take off of the craft fur when I make my long craft fur flies. And all the under fur I pile up and then make these little brushes. And they're perfect for these little flies. I mean, it just makes a beautiful looking fly. See how silhouetted that is? And when that thing gets wet, that kicks right back, and you see the little tail, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful little deal. Let me zoom, and that's another thing. You take those tails come white like that, and you could. There's one with a black tail. You could, whatever, marker them up, do whatever you want. Let me zoom in on this so you can see the fly itself. Try and get this all centered for you. Okay, so you can check that out. That's a fly, that's the guy. And that little tail just does the old hoochie coochie in the water and hopefully catches a lot of fish for you. There's the darker one, I'll put that in the vise. Got a little black tail on that guy. And you see they're just neat little flies and pretty neat little deal to fish. Let me show you how we tie that. I'm going with a Tiemco 800S. Nice heavy fly. This is a nice heavy hook, I should say. This is a hook that'll bring in them tarpon for you and a lot of your heavier snook. Sometimes I did have some of the SC15s on big fish and straighten the Gamakatsus. But these Tiemcos, these things are solid. This will actually snap before it bends open. A very strong hook. And it has a little weight to it too, so we don't need to add weight. This'll get just below the surface without doing much of anything. Again, you're going to take the tail. In this particular one, it's a medium, size medium. You can see I marked that up a little bit. And I'm going to hold that end flush to the eye of that hook. And I'm just going to hold this in place as I tie back. And you should get right to the point where it bends like that. And you see how that'll just stay straight like that? And what we're going to do is we're going to hit this with Bondic. And I'm going to just come in here and I'm just going to put a nice layer around the hook and right in here. And then just the whole way around that. And we'll hit that with the light. Making sure our tail's nice and straight. And that baby will stay right on there like that. Beautiful. Okay, now, next step, we're going to take our brush. And you see how that's, just try and keep that thing pretty much straight in line with the shank. We're going to take our brush. I'm going to take this little guy here. I got a little chunk. I got enough to do what I want to do here. And here's just a little brush. This one happens to be off-white, like a little bit of a cream color. And I'm going to tie this brush in just by the tip, right here. Work my way back. Now work my way front towards the eye, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. That's all. And I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to tease out some of these fibers. Okay? I don't want this to be too far back. I'm just going to tease out a few fibers and make a couple wraps right here. So that just kind of silhouettes the tail. And now I can wrap back over that. Just like that. You see how that just kind of gives a little bit of a wrap around the tail there, and just adds a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of like a bucktail type of tie there. Just bring some fibers back. We start to get some fibers back in here. Now we're going to lift this up, and we will work our thread up front, and I'm going to try and do like 2 wraps. 1 And of course, after every wrap, I'm going to try and open up these fibers. Pull them back 2 wraps, just like that. Bring that right up to the top. Again, I'm going to comb them out. You can't hurt this fly. Comb it all you want. And we'll tie that off. Okay, get rid of the excess. Remember what I said about working with brushes? You have that little piece of wire sticking up there. Don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little piece of wire sticking up there. Again, just take your pliers, crimp it on that wire, and just turn that into the shank. Now we come back over everything that we had just done, and we wrap back over that. That's what makes these flies so adorable. These brush flies are just unbelievable how adorable. We'll run the comb the whole way through that again. Just like that, and you can see how it's starting to entrain that tail really nice. Now we're going to come in with another color in the front, and of course the color options are whatever you got. I'm going to go with a brown here. I'm going to tie another brush right in front. This one with the brown, kind of a light brown, and we're going to take a few wraps in the front. 1 wrap. Again, after every wrap, comb through it a little bit. And 2 wraps. And again, brush that out. We'll bring that up to the top again, and we'll tie that off. Going to do the exactly the same thing where we snip the wire. Take our pliers, grab the tip, and roll that piece of wire into the shank of the hook. Just like that. And now, with your thread, come over top of the wrap and the wire and build that guy up a little bit. Just like that. Looking really good. We could even come through, we could even whip finish that off because we're done with that process right now. You see how nice that fly is, and I don't even have it combed out yet the way it should be. Or trimmed. And we already have a beautiful looking fly. Okay, so now we're going to take our brush and we're going to comb this whole deal out. Try and get our hairs. This kind of puts the hairs all in the position that you want. And we are going to, well, it doesn't matter. Once that swims, it's going to stay in that position. We're going to come in with a bondic. Okay, right behind the eye, and we're going to soak this, put a nice little bead of bondic right around that, the whole way around, just like that. Let it bulk up a little bit. And then we're going to take a number 5 mask, and this is a fish mask, a clear fish mask, and we're going to put that on. I like to push down on that and back so that I have the most gap in between my hook. Line it up so it's perfectly in line with the hook, and just simply hit it with the light. We got the bondic in there. Now we'll cure the bondic. You see how pretty that fly is looking. And we hit that baby with the light just like that. Cure that bondic. And we'll end with it upside down. And with it upside down, and take your scissors, we're going to come right in underneath, and I'm going to snip the extra fiber that would interfere with the hook gap. It does a couple things for me. See how it opens up that belly and shows all that white belly. I really like that. And it helps for the hook not to interfere or for the fibers to get caught on the hook as well. So the thing swims really, really good. Hardly this fly won't foul for you. You can cast it all day long, it won't foul. It's just it's in the design of the fly. And that's it. That's a beautiful, beautiful looking fly. We will take a little bit of glue and we're going to put a couple eyes on this guy. So I'm just going to put a teeny little dot of glue on there. Flip it over, we'll put a teeny little dot here. And grab one of our pins over here. And we'll pick out an eye. In this case here, we'll just do a regular, I don't know, what do we got? Wind. It's kind of a brown looking eye to match the brown that we have. Okay, there's that eye, and grab another one here, and we'll put that on the other side. Again, just a little bit of the, we just put a little bit of the super glue gel in a socket. And that is the fly. That's all there is to it. Very simple. Stupid good fish fly. Beautiful bait. Again, you get that tail kicking and, you know, waving as you're stripping this thing in the water. Beautiful little fly. I don't even know what the heck. I mean, it's basically one of my free craft fur flies, because we use the material that you would normally throw away. But this guy has the Thin Finz tail, so I guess we'll call it the JM Thin Fin. And beautiful little streamer. JM on the fly, and I am out of here.